Hello, my friends. We all know that the year is coming to a close. Soon it will be 2025. And as per tradition, I think many people put out a New Year's resolution. Basically, they set themselves a goal that they want to change something. It's not something I've ever done. I just do it moment to moment because it works much better that way. But somehow, if that motivates somebody to say, okay, I'm going to do it, more kudos to you. The problem, of course, is that most of them fall by the wayside. And I want to just share a little bit about how I see that happens. And it comes back, almost everything I talk about, it comes back to this deep felt sense of longing for something. That is what motivates us, and that is what drives us to make a change. The problem is that we feel it, but we don't feel it enough, I would say. We just sense something, I want to be more healthy. I want to feel better. And then but because it's just a part feeling, then it's also just a part commitment. And then you may change your diet, you may go to the gym. I think that's the beginning of the year that most gift cards or gym memberships are bought. And then, of course, after a short while, they're not going anymore. And, they may think, oh, I'm going to go. So they keep paying. And then a year later, it's like, darn, okay, next year I'm going to do it. It doesn't work. And we all know it. It just does not work. There is a way that we can make this work. If you really want a new life, a new world, a new earth, a new way of being, something that is more expanded and more beautiful and more loving, more connected, then you need to feel where that comes from. It is a deep sense of longing for something different, deep down in our heart, deep down in our soul. I do call it, it's like our spiritual calling, our divine calling, or our soul calling. That is what we feel when we want to make a change for the better. There is something in us that motivates us, that moves us, that inspires us. And we feel it, we sense it, we hear it, and we start moving in that direction. The problem is our gas tank is not filled up. We only have a little bit of gas in there because we just tapped into it and went like, oh yeah, I want to, I want to feel better. I want more energy. And then there's that bag of chips and that beer and that whatever it is, burritos and chocolate, all that stuff. That is still in front of our face or whatever it is for you. And the, the bottom line is we actually want that more. That's why our New Year's resolutions don't work because there is something else have resolved to committing to already, but that's deep down in the unconscious. So our motivations and our movements, they come from somewhere that is not really conscious. And that's why this resolution is not done from a place of consciousness where the energy comes with it. And that energy also helps dissolve these other resolutions that we have, the unconscious resolutions that are not in our favor. That deeper resolution will also start crowding it out, I could say. It's moving it out of the way or dissolving it so that the deep soul resolution, it grows. So until we have that felt sense connection to what we really want, I would say hardly anything can stop us. But doing it only one time on January 1st is not enough. You might feel it really like, yeah, I want to do it, and it feels alive and it feels good. And then the next day you go to the gym, let's say, and you're sore. It's like, oh, I think I'll skip tomorrow or something. But that's because you haven't dipped back into that soul longing. You need the energy from the soul. You need the energy from the felt sense, which is the connection to your soul, if I can say it that way. Without that, because that's what fills up your gas tank. And that's what keeps it filled. So you need to dip in every day and let yourself be filled up with whatever it is that your soul, your divine connection is inspiring you and motivating you to do. If you don't do that, you can be sure that on day 4 of January 4 or 5, that membership is already gone. It's just hidden somewhere, or maybe you put it in a fireplace. So this is such a powerful way to really come to the place of deep resolve. We could call it a soul resolve, and we are connected with it. I mean, this is your deeper sense of who you are that is moving forward. I would say it's moving away from the matrix, away from that sense of separation from your soul. So the more that pushes out, in the sense that, like, I want that, when you go deep enough, you'll notice that it is basically your soul that you want to be fully merged with. But until we get to that place, there's still a lot of other things, and we need to keep coming back and let that move out, let it radiate out so it can start dissolving, where we are still stuck in that separate sense of self. That could also be the little frozen water drop or whatever I've talked about recently. We have to be connected to our soul, to our divine essence, to our source. It's a connection to source. Source is where everything comes from. So if we want anything, it can only come from that connection to source. And that is it's our true identity. So it's not something we go out to get. If we are very far removed from that soul connection, we're wanting this and we're wanting that, and we want to experience this and that in the world, that's all great. However, when you do it without that source connection, you will run dry. And then you come to the next place like, oh, in 2026, like, no, oh, that gym, I want to go back to the gym. It's probably going to be something else for you here. But then you go back and then you may try it again. And the same thing happens because you are not connected to your fuel tank. It's empty because you're not in there letting yourself be filled up by it. So your tank is full. Source's tank can never be empty, but your source is empty, but not when you connect to the source. Then you just fill up automatically, and it gives you a sense of resolve. It's like, I'm going to do this. And when you feel that, I'm going to do this, you have to feel it down to the core. This is the energy that will get you there. If you're this far, this far, this far away from the soul, you don't have enough to get there. So it takes everything, but no, this is what it takes. It takes that you want it more than anything. Then things just happen naturally. And if you're not in that space, then you are just in a different space. You just want other things more. When these other things are unconscious, they will pull you away from your soul desire or your soul longing, it will pull you away unconsciously. And then you engage with that and you leave your soul connection. And nothing happens, nothing changes. But when you know what this is, this unconscious stuff that pulls you away, or wounding, I've talked a lot about that, fear, uh, all that, all these beliefs from the matrix. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. Nobody cares about me anyway, blah, blah, blah. When you engage in that, you lose the soul connection. So we need to make these things here conscious. Once they're conscious, then we can work with them and help them dissolve or melt or integrate, whatever word resonates with you. And then when we do that, we liberate the energy from this matrix stuff. And of course, then we have more available to really put it on what truly matters to us. And this is the same for all of us. If you are somebody who still wants something from the matrix, then please do it. Put all your energy in that. Because if you're sharing, you do half or 20, 20, 20, 20, whatever, it does not have enough energy for you to reach what you want, for you to become what you want to be. So just as long as it's done consciously, you're in a much, much better position than if you spread yourself too thin. In the new year, I will be offering one of an online program that I created a while ago. It is called Say Yes to Yourself Without Guilt or Doubt. And that's what we're talking about, right? If you say a full yes without the guilt, without the doubt, without the fear, without all the things that normally pull you away from it, it's like without the guilt, it's like, oh, that's too selfish. If I want to take care of myself, if I want to devote my life to God, that's selfish. What is my family going to say? So now oh, it's here. They're pulling me away, or I'm letting them pull me away. So you're not fully committed, right? Yeah, they probably won't like it or they may love it. We don't know. But these are the parts of ourselves that pull us away from who we are and how we want to express and experience that. So we work with seeing that. So and then we work on filling up the tank by letting go of this or by dissolving that into your own energy, and then you have more energy in your tank to go and put it in what deeply, deeply matters to you. If you are interested, please let me know. You can connect with me on my website. I will put the link in the description below and you can connect. And then I can send you some information about it. It's a 5-week course. And then, so you have the downloads, and then we will have a weekly Q&A session for everyone so we can really sink into it deeper together. And I think this is such an important time. I mean, it always is, but the way the world is today, we need to connect back to our source. We need to make ourselves available for that and not let ourselves be too distracted by the outer world. I mean, please enjoy it. We are here to enjoy life, but come back and connect. And I will talk a little more about this in the next days or weeks before it starts. But I want to just put it out there, and then you can start, see, is this really important for you? And if you feel you need help with that because you've tried it before and you keep falling back into old patterns, then here there will be a solid support group. And then we'll see what happens. We can probably make magic happen. So take a look at that and just start looking, get curious about what am I really committed to? What is more important to me than what I tell myself is important to me? Just do a little self-inquiry so you can start bringing it more up to the surface. And from that place, when it's conscious, we simply have more choice. And that's really what we're needing. Make the right choices and choosing to stay with that choice. All right, my friends, until we meet again. Have a beautiful day.